Hello everyone, it's the Left-Handed Lady today coming at you with our May plan with me. I love this month, not only because it's my birthday month, but because it's the start of summer, the start of bugs coming out and the sun being warmer, and it's just, I just love May. And I have decided to do succulents or hanging plants with my favorite bug, a dragonfly. I have chosen to do something very bold yet neutral, and I hope that y'all enjoy this. So I'm just going to go in with my Tombows and start filling in all of these vases. I started doing each vase individually, like start to finish, which you can do. But then I decided to go ahead and take whatever color I had in my hand and bring that everywhere around the page, and then switch colors and bring that everywhere around the page. Kind of makes it easier to incorporate all your colors evenly. But for my succulents, I'm just using little loops in this small pin to make like little squiggly plants, and using the same kind of flowers that I've used in the past couple months, except for this droopy plant, which is literally just ovals upon ovals upon ovals. So it's super easy to create. Something I would like to mention is once you've sketched a piece, really sit down with a blank piece of paper and figure out what your color scheme is going to be. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out what color scheme I was going to go with this. So take your time. It's okay to be indecisive, and it's okay to change up your design a little bit, add a couple more leaves here and there once you've added color to the page. To make those droopy plants, I'm literally just dabbing and kind of dragging that tip to make really uneven leaves that looks like are just sagging down. Now I'm going in with the blue pens that I picked out and just outlining my dragonflies. Very simple, not shading, not adding much detail. And then these little dotted lines, which I love the aesthetic of, like the whimsical lines of where the bugs have been. I just love drawing those. I've got them kind of coming out of some of the pots, but also coming out of some of the edges of the paper. And I really think that that adds a little bit more dimension. But it's also adding some life and movement to this page, which was my idea, my plan at least. I'm going to go in with a gray and bring those strings in, and I'm just making them all kind of different. Some of them are tied around handles, some of them have baskets around the bottom of them, and a couple of them are just like little string loops around the base. I've switched it to where I did brown and black because I didn't want them all to be the same color. I kind of wanted it to look like I hang these at different times. Now I'm taking that same color palette and I'm moving over to the left side of the page and working on my trackers. Now, as you know, normally I do my big spreadsheet of all my trackers. Well, this year I'm taking a little bit of a leap and going into individual trackers for each thing so that it's easier to identify what I'm lacking in and what I'm actually getting done. So I have blocked out 9 of these, or actually no, not 9, 12 of these monthly little charts, 1 square per day, and block them out with a little bit of color shadowing and my InkJoy fineliner, and that's going to be each of my trackers so that I can tell whether I'm filling up each tracker or not. Just a little bit easier, makes it a little bit artsier, and it'll go with our monthly spread. Now notice that I'm not using a ruler, and I kind of like the way that that looks, but I did skip through it because it took me a while. So don't be afraid to take your time. I'm doing that same shadowing technique with my monthly planner. I am going to just do the right side and the bottom of the boxes to give them a little bit of a popped out dimension, and I am alternating my colors in a diagonal pattern, I guess. But I limited myself to just the blues on this page. I felt like without all of the illustrations, the browns and the greens didn't really go with these blues. And my favorite color is blue. Really simple, really messy. I didn't try to make this perfect because I wanted it to look raw. I'm taking those same colors, doing my titles for each of the days of the week, and making block letter May. Now, I did this, and this is not for everyone. I chose to do block letters for the title because it's something I used to draw in high school a lot. Something that I loved to do whenever I was younger, and so I thought I'd bring a little bit of that back into this. I haven't done anything really childish in this journal yet, so I've decided to take this month and just go for it. I feel like this whole spread is very whimsical, but still very functional. Now just taking my InkJoy black pen and going through writing each of the days of the week. And as well as the little numbers inside the boxes, I'm using that same black InkJoy pen. Now I'm going to take that same gray that we used on the front page to make all of my squares, because I wanted them to be a little bit different than the black outlining of all of my other squares that I've done these past couple months. So I'm using that gray that I used on the front page to make all of my boxes more defined. Now again, I am not using a ruler, which it took me a lot of patience to be able to get ready to not use a ruler in my journal, because I am kind of a perfectionist. But this turned out exactly how I wanted it. I wanted it to look raw and whimsical and not straight. So in my head it's perfect, but you could always use a ruler if you would like something more precise. Then I filled in all of my important dates, such as the upcoming birthdays I have this month, and all of my church events. Now these squares in my Scribbles That Matter journal are 6x6 with spaces in between, so you could map out 7x7 blocks if you wanted to create this. That's about it for our May plan with me. Just got the very simple artistic look with the succulents hanging and the dragonflies flying around. I think that this is a very simple yet fun month, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I will see y'all next week, and remember to never stop creating.